Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Gabrielle. I am a special needs mom of a 3-year-old toddler on the spectrum of autism. I'm currently on a spiritual journey. Back in February, I moved out here to the country, which has been so great. And basically this video will be about being a special needs mom on a spiritual journey, also with no friends. And also I am 30 years old, by the way, if you were wondering. So let's get into what that looks like for me. So basically, a little backstory. Growing up, I was kind of the popular loner, as many people say. I preferred to be to myself, my room, my own zone, my music. I would love to dance, sing, all of those things, but I was reserved in a way that I was very observant. So I was always watchful of people, my parents, friends. So when I did have friends, and I opened up to them, very funny, very silly, outgoing, playful, and really I turned into the life of the party. Naturally introverted, but around comfortable people, extroverted, not necessarily scared of people. It was just preference to be alone. But when I was with people in my safe place, then of course I let my personality blossom in safe spaces, basically. Fast forward to now, I just moved back in February to a place out in the country. So the current friends that I did have that I was seeing every now and then, I'm not nearby them. But really my friends had already kind of started dropping off because last year I got really sick and I had to leave my current job, which was a deli manager, a deli bakery manager at Food Lion. I had been there for years, worked my way to the top, and I got really sick to the point where I had to leave. It was also a really stressful job, and just the season was over and my life was at risk. So I left, basically. And most of my friends at that time came from the job. So as we all know, most of them are non-existent. They may check every now and then, but not like a good friend, not somebody I can call and be like, hey, I really need you. I've always technically had this struggle with friends where I've always taken on like the mother role in my group of friends. I'm very nurturing, very loving. Backstory, if you care about horoscope, I'm a Capricorn. So I've always been the more mature, grounded earth sign, basically the typical earth sign. And so basically I've always been the friend where people emotionally dump. They come to me for my wisdom, they come for me my comfort, and a lot of times I'm so observant of people's emotions that usually I can tell without them telling me what's wrong with them or that something is wrong with them. I can bring it up to them and be like, hey, are you okay? Are you emotional? They break down and they basically come into me. But always had this struggle of the reciprocation. So basically when I'm going through something or people notice I'm not myself, nobody kind of really cares. Kind of just like, well, she's a strong Capricorn. She's always got it together. She's always, and people don't check on the strong friends. We all know this. So basically, there's always been a battle with friendships for me. And I've always come to the point where I'm giving more than I'm receiving, even in personal relationships. And during this time last year when I got sick, I went on a health and spiritual journey, and it was by far the hardest time I've faced in a very long time, because I've also stepping into acceptance of being a special needs mom and what that actually looks like for me, especially being sick. And I transformed and transitioned into being stay at home, where I was only doing that for her and trying to manage and trying to be okay. And in the same breath, my dad suffered 2 massive strokes and was in a coma for a few days. And thank God he's still alive. He made it through, but he's completely changed. He can't talk. He's gotten to the point now where he can walk with help and things like that, and made progress, but like it was just thing after thing that really beat me down. Basically during those times is when I really realized like I really don't have friends like that, like not that I can rely on and not that I can trust with my deepest darkest moments. Thankfully the father of my child, who is currently also my boyfriend, during those times, the ugly times, the mood swings, the health scares, the not knowing if I'm going to be okay, he was literally the only one that really knew what was going on. And I would talk to people and, tell them what was going on, and they knew I was sick. A lot of people knew I left my job. It was shocking to everyone, it was unexpected. And that didn't make people check up on me. It didn't make people care anymore. It's kind of just like, But she's always okay, so what do I do? I mean, she's always the one here for me, so what really do I need to do for her? And unfortunately, that's kind of the times we live in. If you are a giver, you will find yourself kind of in the cycle with friends, basically having no friends. And I will say, going on a spiritual journey and basically making lifestyle changes where you're changing your health, you're changing how you interact, you're changing your demeanor. It's natural for people to kind of back off of you. Like, I didn't want to hang out. I told my girlfriends a long time ago, like, hey, if you just want to go to the club and, seek male validation and things like that, I know, like, don't call me anymore. Like, I'm sorry. And that was when I really noticed the biggest drop is like when I didn't want to party and do things like that. I was never a party goer anyway, but I would do it with my friends because that's what they like to do. But I learned, this energy is not for me. I am so sensitive to energies around me, even when I don't mean to. It's hard for me to separate, and I take on more than I should naturally. So, being that, I learned I had to protect my energy. I had to learn that it's okay, basically, to not have friends, and that no, nothing is wrong with you. If you're not an evil person and you don't intentionally go out of your way to hurt people, it's actually great help to keep less people around, because the energy you are around and people's intentions, that does affect you, especially if you're not spiritual and you don't even have an awareness of it. All things affect us, whether you're spiritual or not. You just might not know why. And basically, YouTube, ironically, was a place that has saved me time and time again. I've always loved it since I was younger, when it was very authentic and, people were being themselves, and they were being themselves just because it was okay to be themselves, not to be cool. They were just being themselves. And you still have a nice stream of organic people that, are real on this platform, which is so helpful because I learned my personality type. I learned that it's okay to be me, and that there are actually people that understand, you know, me and the things that I go through, and having like no real support system or friends, and still managing through while my tribe is on the way. Is what I hope anyway. Tribe, where you at, guys? I need you, okay? On a serious note though, I've experienced, all the types of friends you can have, watching your friends become friends and leaving you out, and friends that said that they didn't like each other becoming besties and leaving you out the loop, all of that. I also realized like I had codependency issues when it came to relationships, even friendships. Like, I hated losing friends, even though I didn't realize I wasn't losing anything per se, because I was giving more than I was receiving. But I would always attach myself to people and attach my worth to them, and that's very, very unhealthy. And I've gotten to the point now where the art of detachment for me is getting really good, honestly, because also I'm so busy and I'm just learning to fill my cup with more self-care and actually relearning myself and what actually makes me happy, and not doing stuff because other people want me to, or they like it, because I have this problem of morphing into what people want, or like things that people like. I morph into that. Like, I combine myself with them, but more so looking out for, what they prefer. And I kind of put myself on the back burner, which caused a lot of my health issues. It caused a lot of the problems in my life, the sadness, the times of depression. You know, Going on a spiritual journey helps you realize the biggest part is that you play the biggest part in your own suffering. And that's kind of really the reality check, unfortunately. But the best part is realizing that you can change that, and you can work on things, and you're going to backtrack and you're going to mess up. And you might even go through sadness every now and then, like, dang, I need friends, I need this. But really, what I need as a special needs mom is more time to myself, is more breaks. So whether that comes from a family member watching my child, or my boyfriend when he has time, taking over duty when he's not at work, watching her, getting away from the both of them. That's what I actually need right now, is more breaks, because I'm doing. From the time I wake up as a special needs mom who is working from home, who does social media content, and who also homeschools her. And she's also in speech therapy right now, working on her speech. But, when I wake up, basically I'm mommy, I'm needed. And I'm a very affectionate, observant mom. I've been from the beginning. So, you know, I'm going to do everything I can to be a good mom to her and be patient. And the meltdowns, the irregular sleep schedule, like if you are a fellow special needs mom to one or many, shout out to you. I want to take this moment, whether you're a woman or a man, shout out to you, because truthfully, no one understands special needs life, no matter what spectrum, whether it's autism, anything, a health issue. Nobody understands our day to day. And that's whether you're working or if you're fully at home, because regardless, you're working. I've been on both sides of it. They are all equally hard. They are so hard. And shout out to you. And I hope I can send you some love, some patience, some strength your way, just off of my vibe, because I truly understand how you feel and I love you. And thank you for doing what you can do for yourself and also for your child or your children. You are appreciated. So yes, basically those are the reasons why I don't really have friends, because you know, energy is important, and starting all over with friends is also risky. I'm open to it, but I also don't want to be distracted because I have so many goals that I'm trying to reach, on top of staying on my mommy game and make sure that my daughter has all the resources she needs. You know, I'm also a personal chef. I have butters, shea butters coming out, oils that I'm trying to come out with. I also have my food sauces that I'm about to go back into selling again. And I have my hands in so many different things that require, you know, my energy to be okay, because it's all to be healing. Like, it's stuff that's gonna have like no chemicals and all of that. So my heart has to be in the right space, my energy, because I plan to heal and help people. So I can't do stuff if I'm not in the right state of mind, physically, mentally, emotionally, any of that. So basically, I'm okay with having no friends, and I'm opening up my platform. Guys, if you want to be friends, I'm open. Basically, just know that you're not alone, okay? And if you need somebody to talk to, I respond to comments on all of my social medias. So don't be afraid to reach out if you need somebody to talk to every now and then. You know, texting, whatever it may be. Or if you just want to say hi, that's okay too. This video is just to let you know, hey, you're not the only one out there like that. If you relate to this, I felt called to make a video about this because I'm in a lot of different categories, and maybe there's people out there like me that, you know, understand the pain and, you know, how it feels to have no support system, basically, no friends really, and also be a special needs parent. So, you know, it's not a walk in the park, and it's not easy. And I may be calm and relaxed and, you know, cute right now, but trust me, I had several moments today where I was definitely over it. But as long as you recenter, ground your energy, and try to be better the next time, you are winning and you are doing the best you can. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you made it through this whole video, thank you so much for watching, and welcome to my channel. This is my first official video on this channel, so thank you. I appreciate you for viewing. I hope that you stay. I would love to have you, and I would love to hear your stories and, you know, things that you've experienced and can relate to in the comments down below. Love you guys. Bye.